In this film, I'm going to share my top tips to help you develop your photography. Firstly, find out as much as you can about the insect or place that you're going to. So whether it's a butterfly or a beetle, learn about its behaviour. Where does it like to live? How does it behave? All of those bits of information will help you really get the photograph that you want to get. Change your viewpoint too. What does the world look like if you're a mouse or an ant? Get down low and have a look. Take a different view of the world, not just the human head height view. There are so many different ways to look and photograph the natural world. The height that we take photographs from changes what we see. When you photograph from up high, you make things below look small and short. When you get down low, you make things look much bigger, much taller, much more impressive. And often, that's what we want to show. We want to make things look impressive. So maybe photographing an insect might be better from down low. If you want somebody to feel like they were there, to engage them with your subject, take your photograph from eye level. Whether that's a ladybird, so that the people looking at your photographs feel like they were really there watching that ladybird, or up higher. Take a photograph from different viewpoints and choose which one you think works best. There's no right or wrong in photography, it's just down to you, the photographer. It's your story that you're telling. If the thing you're photographing is too small, don't leave it in the middle of the picture. Maybe move it off to the edge and think about the background or what else is happening in the photograph that may add to your story, to may enhance the story you're trying to tell. Compact cameras, phones, bridge cameras are fantastic for doing close-up photography. And most of them have a special setting which looks like a flower button on the back of the camera, and if you press that so that comes up on the screen, and then importantly don't use the zoom, then you'll be able to focus within just a few centimetres of whatever you're photographing, whether that's a flower, an insect, a bit of tree bark, a feather. And then afterwards zoom in on that picture and see incredible detail, maybe the hairs on the back of a fly or the stunning scales on an insect. When you slow down and notice one thing, chances are you'll also start to notice other things. So photographing this flower, I might also suddenly notice that there's a grasshopper down there, or maybe a butterfly over here, or a beetle here, or maybe a cocoon of an insect here. If you just sat in one place for a few minutes, the amount of nature you would find would be incredible. It really pays to slow down. I'd normally hold my camera like this, but if I'm photographing insects and I don't want to disturb them, if I turn my hand round, put my thumb on the top, then I can stretch my arm out and I can get much closer to butterflies and flies and things like that without disturbing them. When you're photographing an animal, particularly an insect, do make sure you focus on the eyes or the head. When we look at each other, we look at each other's eyes. That's the bit we engage with. And that's what you want people to do when they look at the photograph. So your eyes or the head need to be sharp. And when you're photographing an insect and you're getting up really close, it's easy to focus on the middle of the body. And actually the head and the eyes aren't quite sharp. So do pay particular attention to making sure that you have focused on the eyes or the head. A few ideas for you to experiment with when you go out with your camera. Can't wait to see the results.